first episode of our How to Do. Today I am going to teach you how to do the Gauss-Seidel Method. Gauss-Seidel Method is the most commonly used iterative method. It is used to solve variables in a given formula. For example, here is a given three formulas, and we need to find x sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub 3. There's one rule you need to follow. There's one rule we need to respect before using Gauss-Seidel method, and that is these formulas must be diagonally dominant. What does diagonally dominant mean? Look at our example. These three form a diagonal line. Being diagonally dominant means these three must be greater than the sum of their respective columns. For example, 12 is greater than 3 plus 5. 5 is greater than 1 plus 3. And 13 is greater than 3 plus 7. Now we only have one formula to follow when solving using Gauss-Seidel method. And that is this. Where the first term is composed of a sub 1 and x sub 1, the second is a sub 2, x sub 2, and the third is a sub 3, x sub 3. And this on the other side of the equal sign is p. In this problem, we had a given initial value of 1, 0, and 1 for x sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub 3, but you can always use 0 for starting. So we will now substitute these initial values to the equation given. This is our first iteration for x sub 1. We have our given formula, and then we substitute it x sub 2 and x sub 3 by 0 and 1, so we get 0.5. In substituting, we must always use the most recent value of a given variable. After first iteration, our x sub 1 will be 0.5. And we will use this to solve for x sub 2 and x sub 3. As you can see, for solving x sub 2, we are now using the most recent value of our x sub 1. Now that we found x sub 1 and x sub 2, we will use this to come up with x sub 3. We have the value of x sub 3. We now completed the first iteration using Gauss-Seidel method. You have one thing to remember, or three. It must be diagonally dominant, the formula, and always use the most recent value of the variable. Why must it be diagonally dominant? If it's not diagonally dominant, it may or may not converge. And if it is not convergent, it does not have a solution.